I'm back! What is up everyone? Welcome back to my channel. My name's Bonnie and this is Happy Space Creates. If you are new here, hello and welcome. This is a channel where you can hear all about my sewing and crafting related content. If you are a regular watcher, thank you so much for coming back to me. You may have noticed that I did take a little break off of YouTube. To be honest, it is the summer and it is always my busiest time at work, but also I was struck down with the dreaded and I was poorly for quite a few little weeks, and that has meant that I was really behind on work and I just wasn't really feeling well enough to make videos. So I just wanted to get a little break in and recuperate and rest, and I just, you know, needed that little break. So now summer is here, the weather has finally warmed up. Now, I don't want to be one of those British people that moan all winter that it's raining and then when we get to the summer moan that it is too hot, but I am going to be one of those people today because it is boiling where I live. It is so hot, and I do apologise if I have a little sweaty sheen on me. It is just, the air is close, like it is physically touching me, the air. It is unbearable, but I'm squirreled away in my sewing room, which is an absolute tip. It has become the dumping ground over the last month, but I'm here to talk to you about my plans for July and August, and what I'm hoping to make, and also what I have been making off camera, like because I haven't been making videos. There's been a few things you may notice in the background that I've had going on that I just wasn't feeling well enough to video, obviously just because I had like COVID and like bad throat and stuff like that, so I just wasn't really camera ready. So I'm going to go through some of those things for you now, but like I said, this is a plans video, so this is going to be covering the end of July and then August as well, and I'll post another plans video for September, just because this is like my summer kind of makes. I have some events coming up in those months, so that is the reason why I'm making it now. So first of all, I'm going to start off with this lovely dress here that you can see in the background. So this is a unfinished project, so a UFO as we like to call them in the sewing world, but as you can see it's pretty much almost finished, modelled by my lovely Dottie here, which is my mannequin. So this is a halter neck dress, and it's in this gorgeous, the camera is not really doing this colour justice, but it is actually like an olive green colour. It's really nice, and the fabric has quite a beautiful sheen to it as well. It is actually fabric that I picked up from Falcon Fabrics, and I did mention it in a couple of videos ago under my summer fabric haul. This was an actual bargain. I got it for £2.99 a metre, and when I was in the shop he was actually saying that it was reduced from £18.99 a metre, so an absolute steal. So yeah, as you can see, I've made this beautiful like twisty halter neck kind of dress. This is a pattern that is actually from the So Many Dresses, So Little Time book. I will just grab that 1 second. So here is that book that I was mentioning now. Some of you have heard me talk about it before. This is kind of like a pattern hacking book. So it's like a mix and match. So basically you've got, I think, 8 different bodices in here and then 8 different skirt types, different sleeve variations, and it talks you through all the instructions of how to draft your own patterns for these. So the dress that I chose to make is the gathered halter bodice, which is this one here, and as you can see the top is exactly the same in there, but they have chosen to do a long bias cut skirt. Now you can't really see on camera, but actually this is just a midi length circle skirt. I will take some better photographs of this, hopefully, so that it can pick up the colour. But yeah, I just chose to do a circle skirt. This is actually for an event that I'm going to. We have a race course near where I live, quite a famous one, and they have got Ladies' Day coming up, and me and my girlfriends always go to Ladies' Day. We get all dressed up, put on our lovely hats and go bet on some racing. So we all go every year, and I decided to make my dress, of course, like I always do. And I just felt like this was a really super kind of sleek, stylish, but because it's summer, you know, quite breezy and quite elegant as well. So that is why I decided to go for a halter neck top. If I'm honest, halter neck style really suits me. It's kind of my thing. So no adjustments to this actually. This came exactly out of the book. So I really thoroughly recommend that book. I will link it in the description box down below, because I think you can make over 200 different variations of dresses just from those 8 patterns. So it really is worth the investment if you are wanting to breach out into sort of like self-pattern drafting and things like that. So this is almost finished. I know from the camera it does look like it's done, but as you can see, it's got no zip. So I have got a zip up here ready to go in. This was the closest colour I could get. Now it is an invisible zip, so hopefully it won't really notice, but the reason why I stopped doing this was because I accidentally sewed the zip into the wrong place. I accidentally sewed it into the lining. I just got confused with the different parts, and I accidentally sewed this part together. I don't know why, I was tired. And so I had to unpick all of that, and then by the time I'd unpicked it, I really couldn't be bothered to go again. So basically, final touches to this, it just needs to have the zip put in, and then I have got some lining to go under as well, and I'm just going to do some hand stitching inside to finish that off, and then of course hem it. The other thing I am thinking of is I did make this little tie just to go around the top, but I am considering using a gold chain instead. I've got some in my little haberdashery box up there, and I'm not sure if I am gonna yet. I'm gonna play about with that, but this is completely removable and not attached, so that is something that I can decide on the day just to see if it goes with my outfit. I've got some nice shoes with a big sort of gold buckle on the front, and I feel like that would go really nicely together, but let's wait and see how that pans out nearer the time. So that is what I've been making this month, but yeah, completely unfinished. I did that classic thing that I'm hoping other people do, and it's not just me, because this is classic me. I left my skirt to hang for 48 hours to just make sure that anything on the bias dropped, etc, etc, and that 48 hours turned into 3 weeks. So it has been sitting there for 3 weeks. Hopefully it's fully dropped now, fingers crossed. But yeah, that is my UFO of the month. It's been staring at me, and I've got 2 more weeks until I go to the races, so that is nothing like a deadline to get things done, is there? So that is my wonderful dress. So next up, I've got another UFO project. I just feel like this month is the month of unfinished items and fixing things, which is fine. Sometimes that is just what happens. It is the rough with the smooth. To be honest, where I was poorly, I didn't really have a lot of creative juices flowing, so I do feel like I just kind of didn't have the brain power for it, which is why I've been left with so many unfinished things. But this is my other unfinished project. This is actually the Fleur Blazer, put away in these lovely project cases. Thanks to Rowan from the Yorkshire Sew Girl for recommending these, because this has been in here for a good month now, and I probably would have lost all the pattern pieces by now if it wasn't for this. So inside here is my Fleur Blazer pattern, so that is that one there. This was a free pattern that came with Simply Sewing magazine, I think around November or December time last year. I know this was a very popular pattern when it came free. Tailoring is a really big trend right now. It doesn't seem to be going anywhere. Those tailored suit jackets and matching like trousers are really popular. So I decided I was going to make myself one, and then completely overestimated my skill set. And the reason why I put this down was because I realised in the first instant, like the first part, I basically fluffed up, and I hung it on my mannequin, Dottie, and the blazer just looked so long, and I was like, oh, I should have measured this, and there wasn't a lengthen or shorten line, and I thought, oh, this needs to be shortened. So what I did was I cut about 3 inches off the bottom, in the same shape and everything, to try and shorten it, because I just didn't want it that long. Then I read the instructions and realised that the bottom part of the outer fabric was going to be sewn to the lining, and it kind of folds in on itself, and that's the reason why it was so long, and of course I've just cut that off. So now my lining is too long and my blazer is too short, so somehow I need to rectify this. I think it's going to turn itself into a crop jacket, because I don't really know where to go from here, quite frankly, and I really don't want to waste the fabric, because I think you can see it is this beautiful baby pink colour, and I really don't have enough to recut all the pattern pieces. But I was intending on making it, this is the beautiful pocket. I've successfully made a pocket, but I've made this like cool lining underneath, and I was going for like a bit of a Ted Baker vibe. I don't know if you know the brand Ted Baker. They're quite famous for their floral kind of prints, but it's very stylish clothes, but they always have like flowery lining and stuff. So I wanted to have like a Ted Baker kind of look to it, and this has been looming over me, and I do intend on hopefully finishing it, but if not, at least rectifying it or turning it into something that I can make. But yeah, realistically, I think I did stretch myself with my skill set a little bit there. Or I should have just read the instructions. Again, you know, classic me. Always read the instructions first. What do they tell you on the sewing bee? Read the instructions all the way through. And I never learned that. So this is another UFO that I'm hoping to finish at least through like August. Because quite frankly it's summer now and it's too hot to wear a blazer, but come the autumn I'm going to want one, and so that I feel like this will be a really big achievement when I get it done. So yeah, that is kind of my plans, just to finish off this project as well. But I guess the major thing that I'm going to be doing in July is actually a really boring task, but it is a work task. So I work for a lovely lady, and she runs a styling company, so she styles events, so mainly weddings, and I kind of help her out and make things look pretty and carry stuff, you know, big beautiful barrels and lovely decorations basically, and we set them all up for weddings. And I have been tasked with making some covers for, now this doesn't look like much in the box. It's basically an acrylic cube. I will post a picture of what it is supposed to look like and kind of how they get laid out to look nicely. But basically, as part of the styling, we use this acrylic, it's actually hard. So we use this acrylic block, and it's completely see-through, and then it is used as like a plinth. So you can put fresh flowers inside it, or you can put draping over the top, or quite popular and on trend for weddings right now is writing your table names in like chalk paint on the front, or, you know, swirly writing or things like that. But these are acrylic and they are completely clear, and that is the elegance of them. Put that down. That is the elegance of them, is the fact that they are these clear perspex, you know, minimalistic kind of look with just the white writing on top. Now, we travel quite far, and they do get scratched really, really easily. So we want to maintain their, you know, clear barrier as much as possible. So I have got the wonderful task, I think we've got 7 of those, and they all vary in different heights. We've got small ones, and then we've got really, really long pillar ones. So I've been tasked with making little covers for them so that when we put them in the back of the van, they don't get scratched. So I've got this beautiful pre-wadded fabric. So it's kind of like, I don't know what that kind of fabric is. It kind of feels like an interfacing on the back, and then it's got your wadding fabric, and then it's just got a colour on the front here. This is a beautiful red colour. Now personally I probably wouldn't have gone with red, and it doesn't really go with the company's branding in any way. I will link her page down below as well if you want to take a look at what they do. But I mean, it was just the fact that this fabric was actually quite expensive. I could have pre-done it myself, but just for time reasons it was easier just to buy the fabric already done, and the red was the cheapest option. And because it is not for aesthetic reasons, it is literally just for practicality purposes, we decided to go with the bright red, because at least we won't lose them anywhere, because there is an awful lot of stuff that we take. And sometimes things get left behind and we have to go back and get them. So these will stand out, and I'm also going to, I've got a Cricut machine. I'm also just going to print out the company name in vinyl just to go on the side, just so they don't get lost. So yeah, so that is kind of like a, you know, not boring, but just kind of essential job task that I need to do. So yes, I'm going to be spending my next few weeks making those. It's going to be really, really hot to do that as well, because it is like 27 degrees outside, and I'm going to be working with like padded fabric and like big pieces of padded fabric as well. So it's basically like making a quilt, and it's going to be hot, so I'm going to be wearing my bikini while I do that, keep nice and cool. Now one of the most important things I need to do this month, my darling daddy's birthday is in August, and he has been asking me to make him a jacket slash shacket vibe. He wants a jacket that is lightweight, and not quite a denim jacket, because he's not really like a denim jacket kind of guy, you know, dads, but something, just a light jacket to wear. He saw a really nice one in a high street retailer, and it was a bit out of his price range, so we decided that I could easily make him one. I say easily, I haven't made it yet. Hopefully it goes straight forward. But we all know that I have made quite a few jackets now. I've made the Rosa, Tilly and the Buttons Rosa pattern quite a few times. Now I did consider hacking the pattern for a man, but I didn't want to take a risk on getting the proportions and the sizing wrong, because the Tilly and the Buttons is quite a slim fitting pattern, and my dad would not want a slim fitting jacket. So luckily for me, a few months ago, Simply Sewing magazine had the Litmus Jacket included, which is a unisex pattern. It's the first unisex pattern they've ever done, but it is a shacket style kind of jacket slash cardigan kind of thing. So this is actually extremely similar to the one that my dad saw on the high street. So this seems to be the perfect pattern for the role. Now I wanted to copy the high street one as much as possible, because kind of going for like a dupe here, and I've been searching high and low for a decent quality fabric. I didn't want to just buy something cheap and cheerful and it not be great quality, because I am going to be gifting it to him. I wanted to give him a good gift, you know. Now luckily for me, Rainbow Fabrics had a sale on. They had a 40% off sale, and I only bought one thing. I think I need a round of applause. Thank you very much. Yeah, I only bought one thing, which is remarkable for me, because usually this massive bag turns up and I've completely forgotten what I've ordered. But they had this lovely navy blue twill fabric, which is the perfect fabric for a shacket type jacket, because it is lightweight and breathable and flexible, but also has structure to it, so it does hold its weight really well. As you can see, it's not like floaty or anything like that. It's quite firm, and it's a beautiful, gorgeous navy blue colour. So that is what I'm going to be making my Litmus jacket out of. This has just arrived. I think in the end I paid £11 for 3 meters. Yeah, I got 3 meters. and I think I paid £11 for it. And yeah, so this is a polyester twill. It is dyed, so I am going to give it a pre-wash. I might even wash it twice, just because those pesky dark blue colours can really linger in the ink. So yeah, I'm going to pre-wash this just to make sure that no colour runs during the process, and I'm going to take my time with this one. I'm not going to rush it because it's a gift. So yeah, that is for my beautiful daddy, and that his birthday is on the 21st of August, so do make sure you say happy birthday to him down in the comments, because he does watch all of my videos. And then moving on to my last tasks of the month. These are super easy, and to be honest, I might even get it done this weekend. I have got my wonderful kilo wrap dress behind me. This is a summer staple for me. I love the kilo wrap dress. It is so easy to like throw on, and it's just breezy and comfortable in the summer. And I was wearing this yesterday, and I realised that one of my seams has got a little teeny tiny hole in it where the stitching has just come undone. So yeah, I think it's on the ironically it's on the bottom, which is, you know, you never get a hole in somewhere inconspicuous. It is on my bottom. So I do need to sew that up, so I'm going to be doing that this evening so that I can grab it and wear it again in the week. And then, as you can see right here, this is my Tilly and the Buttons Lemon Lyra. Now I made this dress last summer. This was for the Sew Recreate the Look challenge. This was actually a remake of a Oscar de la Renta dress. And I absolutely love this. My partner hates this dress. Whenever I wear it, he's like, because it is quite bright, but you know, it doesn't quite fit me right. The interfacing that I used for the collar and the button placket is a bit too stiff. I used a heavyweight interfacing, and when I'm wearing it, it's just not very comfortable around my neck. It kind of like, it's just too restricting and too uncomfortable. So because of that, I never wear it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off the collar and the I'm going to unstitch the button placket, and I'm just going to cut round the interfacing and see if I can get the interfacing off, just so it becomes a little bit more comfortable, because at the moment I really don't wear it, and it's such a shame because it is such a beautiful dress and it fits me so nicely everywhere else. But yeah, it's definitely something I need to work on. But to be honest, this collar is absolute perfection, so I am a bit worried about undoing it and then putting it back on in case I stretch everything out, but we shall see, shall we? But that is a task, and to be honest, if you don't try, you'll never know, because I won't wear this, because every time I put it on I'm like, ugh, and I want to take it off. So I've got to try and rectify it. If not, I will give it away and give it to a good home. But yeah, so that is everything that I'm planning to do throughout the month of July and going into August as well. So you will find my next plans video coming towards you at the end of August, ready for September and November. I will be following this video up with lots of more sewing content for you. I promise that I will be a lot more active on my YouTube channel, because I know that you guys love seeing my videos, and I also love to have you. So it has been an absolute pleasure to see you all again today. Thank you so much for watching, and I would love to hear from you in the comments box down below. If you do want to subscribe to my channel and see more of what this has to offer, do click that subscribe button now and give this video a little thumbs up as well. But that's it for me. I'm going to see you really soon. Bye!